What's going on, YouTube? This is Jarrell Flint, author of the book Hold Back, the Consumer's Playbook for Buying a Car. Right now available on the iBook store for free. I'm trying to give 1 million copies of this book away. Consider it my contribution to the community, if you will. So if you're in the market for a car, or will be soon, or you know somebody that is, shoot them the link to the book. It's free. A lot of good information in there, and just trying to do my part. So with this particular video here, it's going to be real brief. We're going to go over what's called a pencil, and this is the actual pencil that can be found in the book. This is a real document with real figures. Now, obviously, the personal information is xed out and blacked out, and that's just because I had to do that. But these numbers are identical. This involves a pre-owned car and somebody trading in a vehicle, and they have a what's called a payoff. They still have a loan on the vehicle that they're trading in, and they're upside down or underwater, or sometimes you might hear them call it hooked. But basically, they owe more on the car than it's worth. So let's get right into it. So the price of this used car is $33,991. The discount is $991, so that puts you at $33,000 even. So we're all good there. Next, you have what's called a protection pack. Some dealerships put this on every pencil, and it's basically, protection packages for the paint or window tint or what do you call it, like rock and chip protection for your paint. Any kind of like protective service or add-on to the vehicle, it'll be listed on here. You're not obligated to buy that. Because the dealership, if they say it's already on the car, you can have them take it off if you don't want it on there, or they can just give it to you for free. But you don't have to buy this. Is basically what I'm getting at. Some dealerships will try to paint the picture that you have to get it because it's already on the car. That's not true. So if you don't want this on there, $689, you just X through that, tell them to take it off. But on this one, it's on there. So 33,000 plus 99 plus 590, that puts us at 33,000. $689. Now, here's where the trade comes in. This particular customer was offered from the dealership $25,000 for their trade. Subtract 25 from this number here, and you get $8,689. Now, obviously, this car isn't going to cost $8,689 if you owe on your trade. And notice that the payoff amount or the loan for the vehicle is nowhere in sight. It's a little bit further down, but we'll get to it in a second. So now, $8,689. You have your doc fee or your dealer fee, which is basically profit for the dealership. That's all it is. It's on all the paperwork that they do, and everybody that buys a car from there has to pay it, because if not, they would be in a whirlwind of trouble. So you're going to see this. This is actually one of the lower ones that I've seen. I mean, I've seen them as high as $800-900. I've seen them as low as $399. So it just kind of depends, but it's going to be on all the dealership paperwork. You can't really get it taken off. The only thing, it'll be listed. I mean, you can get them to take $589 off of this price, but it's still going to be shown on the paperwork. So just keep that in mind. Next, you have taxes. In the state of Tennessee, it's a tax different state, meaning you don't pay tax on the actual price of the car. You pay tax on the trade difference. So you're being taxed on this particular number here. And so then you have your new registration fee, title, new tags, all of that. That's here. Local business tax. This may or may not be on your paperwork, depending on what state you're in. So if you add up all of these numbers here, right, you get the 10,146 and 29 cents. Now we finally get to the trade payoff, which is the amount owed on the vehicle, and they offered 25,000 for the car. So this particular customer owes 34,666.54. So they're just under $10,000 upside down, right? So this is where it can get a little bit confusing, and this is where just being aware of how it works, how the numbers are listed, so that it doesn't throw you off guard. Because a lot of times this when I presented pencils to customers like this, they were upset, and they just felt like it was it wasn't presented properly, and it took them a minute to get it. So just be aware that you may see a pencil where the trade amount and the amount you owe is going to be 6, 7 lines apart from each other, but the math is still the same, because if you add 10,146 and 29 cent with 34,666 and 54 cent, you're going to get $44,812 and 83 cent. Now, it's saying here that they're going to put 2,000 down, so you would take 2,000 from that number, and that's where you would get 42,812.83, which this would be the actual, selling price of the car. If you weren't putting anything down, which if you're that much upside down, you're going to need to put something down. But just for this example, if you weren't, just say this 2,000 wasn't present, it would say 44,812.83. So that's how the math on that works. And over here, we have the payments, 60 months, 66 months, 72 months, and then the cash down options. If you're $10,000 upside down, you're definitely going to want to put some money down, just because the bank is going to be looking at it as, what type of investment or what type of commitment are you willing to make towards the new car? Because if you're bringing in $10,000 from your previous loan and you're already buying a depreciating asset, they're going to want to see some type of financial commitment from you. So that's just a little tip there, because I know a lot of people, they want to trade their car in and they don't want to put money down. And, the math doesn't really work like that, even if you have excellent credit, because the bank is only going to finance up to, I want to say, 130% of the loan. So, I'm sorry, of what the car is worth. So if it's worth 25,000, they're only going to finance up to 130% of 25,000. So just keep that in mind. And lastly, this particular pencil here, if you live in the Southeast, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, 9 times out of 10, your pencil will look like this. If you're in California or Arizona or something like that, I've never been out there. I've never bought cars from out there. So I don't really know what it looks like. I'm going to guess it's going to look like this, but if it doesn't, feel free to, shoot me an email or shoot me a message with the actual form. I'll, go through blacking everything out, and I'll do a walkthrough on that one also. But this is a pencil for if you were trading your car and you have a balance. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment box there. Don't forget, Hold Back, the Consumer's Playbook for Buying a Car. That's available on iTunes right now in the iBook store. Working on getting it available in the Kindle bookstore. It is free. I'm trying to give away 1 million copies before the end of the summer. So again, tell your friends, tell your family. It's a free link. Free digital ebook. You can take it with you on the go. So when you're in the dealership, you can pull up this particular pencil and go over it, or any of the other chapters in the book. It's only 5 chapters in there, and a lot of good information. So don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, I'll be uploading new content as I can get it pushed out. And again, this is Jarrell Flint, and I thank you for tuning in. I hope y'all have a good rest of the day. Later.